this is going to be the final video for the basics, but I'm going to show you how to put things together or fit things together in assembly. So when putting things together, you're always going to use the constraint tool. Never use joints. I'll explain later, but joints suck. Use constraints, please. There's a lot of different ways to constrain stuff. Some I've not used, and you'll just have to look around a bit, but I'll explain a few. Mate, what that does is you select two faces. A face is like a side of, a side of a part like this. This is a face, or this is a face, or this is sort of a face. This side of a cylinder is kind of a face. It's a little more complicated, but flat 2D things are always faces like this. So what mate does, or what the mate constraint does, which is I have it selected right here. If I select two faces, as you can see, this face right here that's blue is mated to this face right here that's red, or I mean purple. It's kind of like gluing a piece of paper on another piece of paper kind of thing. And then after I do that, I'll press apply, and as you can see, as I move this around, even though it's far away, it's always on the same plane. If you don't know what a plane is, please go look that up. I hope you know a little bit about geometry. But as you can see, it's always on the same plane. If I drag it back, if I drag it back, it's on the same plane. Then I can do constraint again, and then the other big constraint in assembly is flush. Flush constraint. Once again, you click two faces, and what it does is it makes them at the same level as each other. I know you know what flush is. You show me, you know what it means. But it makes two faces at the same level like that. And then you click apply, and then if I move this, you'll see that it slides along and keeps these two faces on the same plane, the same level with each other, like facing the same direction. Let's see. What else is there? Motion, that's for gears and stuff. You don't really need to do that, like, ever. At least for now. But for actually fitting stuff together, the only other thing I can think of is, honestly, just using the, what's it called? The insert constraint. And how that works is when you're wanting to select something that's circular, you'll see right here, I select the face that I want to do it, and it'll show the axis that it's going to be around, that's going to constrain around, and then I can either click another. Oh, I can't click another face. I can click another circular part that I can constrain it to. As you can see, these two circular parts are mated together, and you can either basically, this is opposed is the exact same thing as flush. Or not flush, I mean, is the exact same thing as mate. Makes these two faces mated together, like glue, or like a piece of paper glued to another piece of paper. And I click apply, and you can see that as I rotate this, the faces stay together. And the axes that you saw are aligning around each other. So you see these axes, both the axes are aligned with each other. The other one, if we go back, we'll do constraint again, and if we select both those axes again, we can also make them opposed. And what opposed does is it makes it so it's like flush. It's the same idea as flushed. You can't really see it, but they're at the same, or they're at the they have the same axis and they're at the same level. Or the end face of this circle right here is at this same end face of this circle. Let's see. Oh, we are at 4 minutes and 25 seconds. I'm gonna stop the video.